Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here to bring a monthly message for the sign of Sagittarius for July 2022. Keep in mind it's general. Take what you feel resonates for you. Disregard the rest. Go about your day, and know that no matter what messages come through, my friends, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet. So use that power wisely. For all my subscribers, I love you, love you, love you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join the journey. I'd love to have you along the ride. As well as, guys, if you do like this video, don't forget to smash the like button. It helps circulate it as well, which truly helps me, and I truly appreciate it as well. So, before I get into this, I'm just going to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, as well as any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the most far-reaching, but again, only for the highest good of the entire collective. No second-rate messages here today, my friends. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I brought some oracle cards. I brought the Animal Wisdom Tarot as well. And I felt like strongly called to bring this Buddha's little instruction book and just randomly open up to the page, and I'll read two. There's a page on each side. See what they have to say. I think that this is what I'm being inspired to do, so we're going to listen. So let's take a moment and just open up to this page. Wow. This is a meditation. So we'll go into one of, here we go. Things to do today. Okay, so it brings us kind of right back into a meditation, funny enough. Things to do today. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Some of you guys, what I heard is maybe really, really busy and may need to take a breather right now. The other says, if you wish to know the divine, feel the wind on your face and the warm sun on your hand. And what I heard is, for any of you interested, this is by Jack Kornfield. But what I heard with that is a few different things, because you want to get in touch with the universe. What I heard is, well, this is God's creation, right? This is the universe. This is the creation the universe has created in our world. And as I'm saying this, I don't know if you can hear me, but the wind is really picked up. And this, to me, is confirmation of spirit being like, hey, everything is alive. For any of you guys, if you remember the movie Pocahontas, right, when we were kids, that you can see the colors dancing in the wind, but you can hear the wind. It talks to you, it speaks to you. So for some of you, I think that this is really important spiritual knowledge, as well as that for some of you guys, being in touch with your physical senses and noticing the world around you and how that makes you feel, that's connection, okay? So being really important as well for us to breathe in, to breathe out, to inhale the good shit, to exhale the bullshit. And what I heard is leave it in the place. So for some of us as well, what I heard is grounding exercises may be really important, because I brought the Earth Magic Oracle, and it's this as above, so below, that, you know, if there's things festering on the inside of our worlds, but the outside, it's going to start to show. It's going to be a reflection. Things, we may try to hold things together for as long as we can, but if there's inner turmoil happening, this eventually is going to manifest itself out into our outer world. So this is where Spirit's like, it's really important right now to focus on our healing. Dragonfly with emergence, and wolf in the reverse, and this is instinct in the reverse. Some of you, for what I heard, is it's time to kind of go out and let yourself shine. This may be knowing that you don't have to lone wolf it, although you are definitely capable of going out and doing this project or doing whatever this is on your own. For some of you, this is definitely reminding you to do within partnership. And they're showing me this green dragonfly right here connected to our heart chakra, as well as, oh my gosh, this woman with the flowers in her hair. To me, there's something about your inner flower child speaking, right? It's begging to get out. So Spirit's also saying, don't withhold yourself from your instincts. Some of you guys may be really, really drawn right now to go towards a certain avenue in your worlds, or to go towards some sort of adventure. And Spirit's like, hey, don't ignore your instincts. They're trying to tell you something, because maybe, just maybe, this like spirit nudge that you're being pushed towards, there's some massive reward or some massive payout at the end. For some of you guys, this is just spiritual knowledge. This is some spiritual gift. For many of us, what Spirit's reminding me too is to not take for granted the sunsets and the sun rises, the beautiful things in the world. That's what Spirit put here to sweeten the pot for some of us, for our souls to come down and to do our mission, to do what we're here to do, right? To spread love, to spread light, to spread knowledge. This isn't easy, right? For some of you, I heard you may have experienced a lot of backlash or something like that as well in your wills, depending on what it is. But Spirit's like, don't be afraid to come out or to express yourself anyway. Emerge. They're reminding me as well of these dragonflies, and because they spend so much time in the water, right, becoming like a nymph. I'm thinking mosquitoes as well. They start out as larvae in the water before they come out and they get wings, right? This is really important. For some of you, what I heard, and it's definitely, I'm hearing that you may have water air on your chart. You may also, though, if you're not Sagittarius but you felt drawn here, you may actually be on the cusp somewhere of water and air. But this is where it's important as well, what they said, to come up for the breather. You can only stay under so long before you have to come up. You need to breathe, okay? So I think that message, for some of you, what I heard is it's stand alone. For some of you, that may be what speaks to you, but what Spirit's asking us to do is to really emerge from our heart. This dragonfly being in the green, this is saying, hey, let's let our heart centers flutter. Let's start moving towards the things that bring, what I heard is this enormous sense of peace and calm. Fulfilling our mission as well, for some of us, is what I heard, is because we finally kind of graduated from that nymph into this beautiful dragonfly. So many of you, what I heard is to dragonfly totem, pay attention to what you're doing, what you're thinking when these beautiful creatures come to pay you a visit, or if they land on you. I also was drawn today, it was kind of an eclectic little array of cards, but for the Lenormand Fairy Oracle here. So there's butterflies on the back of these as well. I'm going to get some advice about this dragonfly, please. And what I heard about this, because I felt like it's really important to bring earth magic, the fairies. I have Kyle Gray with the Keepers of the Light, and then I brought the Animal Kingdom here. So there's a lot of messages that I felt like were really important to bring through, but one thing with this is that don't forget your magic. Don't forget to feel the magic, and sometimes that sun or the breeze blowing at an opportune time, this is magic. There are no coincidences. So let's see what Spirit would like us to know with these, please. And we get number 10. For some of you, this is separation. At the bottom with the wedding ring or engagement ring, and you also have number 4 here with home. For some of you, there could be some endings, but for some of you as well, this is reaping the rewards, because harvest time is done. The Sith clearing, right? Harvest time is done. We've taken the grains off of this. There is no reason to continue allowing this grass to grow at this point. You need to clear it so we can make way for new crops. So whatever this is that you're emerging from, we've cleared the nymph stage. We're no longer this larvae. We've now grown our wings and grown freedom. So for some of you, this definitely could be, clearing away energies that are blocking us from feeling this freedom. Could be why my wolf came up in the reverse as well. I feel like many of you, though, you still may have wolf totem as well, or it's that instinct within you. What I heard is you put one paw in front of the other, but they just said something about as well being careful to cover the tracks, because the way that wolves walk, right, it's like making sure that they're stepping within their own track. Some of this does too, is it's going to make sure that if they're going in a line, you can't actually know how many they are strong, right? So let's go with, this is the house of regeneration. If we do not clear out the old, there will never be a place for the new. This has always been the way, and it always will be. This is the space of creation, life, and nature. What is here must be cleared away. This is the right time to cut it. So that may be for some of you confirmation that it is time to cut ties, right? If the if the ring here with this commitment as well, or if there's been a promise, if there's a home life for some of you, you may be cutting ties with your current situation because you know that there's much better ahead of you, and that we're just going to clear away anything I feel like that's going to block us of independence here. Because for me, I feel like this emergence of you coming through, it's not so much emergence within anything else other than being fully, what I heard is active in your community for some of you, active in your own world, active in your own decision making and the choices that you're making, and really becoming to this point where you're going to separate yourself from people, and this is what I heard is active ideologies, okay? So bear with me on this. Ideologies, are what we believe, our thoughts are, what we believe in this world. And for some of you guys, there may be people in your worlds that, they may hold an ideology that you don't agree with, but they would never act on. There's no, okay, I'm hearing hate crimes and things like this. There may be people in your world who have very active feelings and thoughts about certain things, and they are active and quite opinionated on how they're going to do this. I'm sorry if I triggered you, but I'm also hearing for some of you, if you're living in the United States, if you are, and I'm Canadian, and oh my gosh, I feel for you with the Roe versus Wade overturning, the ramifications that is going to have on so many people's lives. There is also an estate control, is what I heard as well. There may be people around you with very, very strong opinions, right? And what I heard is, and sorry about this, but opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. But we don't need to be sticking our ass up in everyone's face, much like we don't need opinions up in everyone's face. Especially when we have a touchy subject, such as abortion being the first thing. But I'm not, I can't remember the lady's name, but there's this one woman I was watching who works within the court system, and she was talking about how, Roe versus Wade, this isn't just abortion, this is privacy within the bedroom. This puts so many people and their lives and their livelihood and their way of life at risk, and their freedom to be who they are at risk. So I feel like for some of you, this is cutting ties, and this could even be, like I've heard, even down to marriage. My hubby and I were talking about it the other day, and I said to him, I was like, about this, because I feel like I am, what can I do other than hold my voice and speak up for her about the injustices as well, because I'm not American. I can't vote, right? And I feel like here's where it's like this wasn't voted. As well as Clarence Thomas, the one Supreme Court justice, was actually found guilty of sexual assault years and years ago to his secretary, and then he was appointed again by President Trump. This man, this particular Supreme Court justice, has already been in the hot seat, so to speak, for misogynistic acts, and here we have him being one of the, justices taking away the rights of women and minority groups, right? So that's a little spiel I have to say, and if you didn't like it, well, I apologize, and there will be other people in your world or other readers as well that, maybe more for you, because here's where it's like, I'm not trying to put my opinion in your face, but there are facts here. This is important, because when we think about systematic misogyny, this is it. This is institutionalized, where we have given a person who has violated another authority, and we've put it in a huge way. So there may be, like, this is where I said to my husband, because again, I'm so strong-willed, but also strongly opinionated on this. And it's not just opinionated because it's educated, and I took women's studies as well. So it's at a point where the dangers for women by overturning this, women may actually suffer there's going to be a lot of suffering, right? So I fear for the lives of many, many women, not only because of what could happen to them because they can't have a medical procedure they need to have, but also mental health wise, on how it may affect some people who are forced, to, especially if you aren't able to travel to another state that's going to allow this. So, there's a lot of things to go over there, but in terms of this separation, okay, there are some fundamental things that, you can disagree on so many things within a relationship and agree to disagree. But I think when it comes down to something like where your heart is so in it, if there are people around you who are going to be like, well, it's okay, I'm just going to bat for this team. It's like, actually, no, right? No. It's like if you have very homophobic people around you and you find out that they like to go do acts of violence, right? Would you say it's okay, we have different feelings, or would you say, no, fuck off, I don't want to be a friend anymore, we're not friends, we're going to cut ties, and fuck you, I'm calling the cops, basically. So there may be a point where ideologies are emerging here for some of you, and again, this is Grassroots Evolution Tarot, so I believe strongly in grassroots movements, and this is where I feel like we need to make sure our partnerships, the people that we're with, we're starting from the ground up in our worlds, that we're making sure we're supported at home first and foremost. And for some of you, this may come with, again, a clearing of the old and entering a new. And for some of you as well, I heard, like, if this is a point and a time to be educated, not opinionated. That we all, again, have those opinions. But it's a place where backing up, like, there is so much, right, that an educated opinion is important, not just a opinion, okay? And to cut ties with the people around you who may be seriously disregarding your rights and your freedom, as well as what I heard, or just treat you like shit, okay? The bottom I want to show you here, because we have Holy Amethyst. This is, I'm going to bring tarot in, but I'm going with what we got. So if this resonates, great. If it doesn't, well, hopefully the next one will. But it says, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. I think this is perfect, because move beyond the current challenges and focus what you desire, right? We're clearing out this hay, we're clearing out this old grass so that we can get ready to sow this for either another crop that we may be able to get, now, and have more food before the next growing year, or till this land up, get it ready so that we can sow our seeds all over again. I'm going to use the rest of this for a parting message, but I have some tarot now, so let's get some tarot wisdom here, please, Spirit. What messages would you like Sagittarius to know? Tarot wisdom. Moving beyond those current challenges is really important here, and this is thinking outside the box. So, for some of you, and especially, I'm sorry again if I hit on a touchy subject in terms of like the Roe versus Wade and things like that, but if you are experiencing an unwanted or unsafe pregnancy, think outside the box. Not just by, in the state I am in, it is illegal. Think outside the box. Where is the closest place I can go to have this procedure done? How can I get there? You need to do what's right for you in all situations and what feels right for your heart, right? But that is also thinking outside the box. For some of you, this comes down to partnership as well, as like, it could be even things like if we're having disagreements with people on whether or not we want to start a family, things like this as well. These are kind of, unfortunately, fundamental things within a relationship, but at some point, if there can't be some happy medium met here, or a compromise or an understanding, it drives a wedge further and further into the relationship. So the sickle is not always a bad thing. This is really important for harvest time. It's just to use your tools appropriately and according to, what you got. I heard again the laws, because according to the laws, but let me tell you something. Grassroots organizing can change the world. Enough people come together, you fill the streets, you let people know, you let that government know that it should be a constitutional issue. Everyone should have a right to choice over their bodies, right? This is, instead of being quiet, we fucking rise with fists held high, saying this is not okay, this is not the system that I would like my world, my kids to grow up in. This is not the system that is working. We need to change it, because it is coming from one corrupt place. So let's see what we have here. what messages would you have for Sagittarius? For some of you, you may be a fellow social justice warrior, and that's why I'm speaking to you. We're speaking, heart to heart here right now, because it's not hopeless. We can change things. You have the 6 of the gorilla here in the reverse. And to me, this speaks of family, right? This speaks of abundance. This speaks of happiness. This speaks of joy. And this speaks of togetherness. One thing that needs to happen, depending on, is that when you're cutting ties and clearing the way, that we're not forgetting our support systems, that we're not trying to do everything alone. For some of you, this may be really needing, because it was in the reverse to me, is really needing to filter what you're listening to again. Like I said, opinions are like buttholes, but we don't need to run them in people's faces. If you got people like buttholes coming up and be like, haha, smell my butt, you're like, fuck off, right? Take a shower. I'm not a dog. I don't want to smell your butt. Leave me alone. Okay, that's the analogy. But I think that this is just to really not to forget to focus on those like-minded. And in terms of grassroots change and organizing, this is because one person, these people, everyone comes together from personal experience with a personal mission, working together as a collective to create change. This is very important. It's very valuable. For some of you, here it is, you may be, I heard sociology, if you're wondering, if you're going to school and you're not sure what you want to go for, and what I just said, resonated with you. You may want to try sociology. But we also have here the Seer of Branches, because this is going after the passions that light a fire within you and the things that you feel are truly important, and not giving up and not stopping because some small hurdle got in your way. Because you see this stream, we have a bridge here. The stream doesn't seem too wide. Maybe it's really deep, but what's important is that we don't see this stream and go, oh, well, okay, even if the bridge isn't here, that we say I can't cross, we need to think of ways to get across and to bridge the two ideas. Whatever you're going to be passionate about, you're going to have a strong emotional tie to as well. So it's going to be very important that while we have emotions, while we're passionate about this, we're looking to the future again, and we're using this passion to bridge a gap between what currently exists in our mind and what currently is going to happen in the future. They're also talking about the ripple effects, okay? This could be, depending on what's going on, the ripple effects of a separation. They're showing me the ace here, the stork. And for some of you, you would think this is baby, but this is this new idea. For many of you too, what I heard is you may be just learning about someone that you thought you knew very well, and learning. I'm going to take the top, and one fell here. So we have the 3 of Otters, and we have the 4 of Branches. For some of you, what you're learning about the people around you may be that, they don't really make me feel good. And what I long for is those that are going to bring playfulness and happiness into my world, and that are going to help me see the light in a time of darkness. This as well is good luck with the 4s, but this is not just that light in time of darkness. There is some mating here as well. This is celebration. For some of you, this is marriage, that you're clearing out old stuff so that what you're asking to come into your world is very stable, very grounded, rooted in love, and rooted in joy, and rooted in respect. So for some of you as well, you're moving through these challenges, but there may be, what I heard is this is a flicker of hope, okay? There is a flicker of hope, and there is definitely love and abundance in your world. It's just to make sure that, you're opening your eyes to these and you're going towards those things. So for example, again, they're coming with a bad relationship that we're feeling so many different ties are coming in. And, we're just how will I ever feel joy again? Well, first off, you have to get yourself out of the situation that's creating those feelings of heartache and heartbreak, and move into something much more aligned with yourself, okay? So I'm going to ask the Keeper of the Light for some guidance to moving into something that aligns much more with your soul and your soul's mission and purpose. Thank you. And Spirit says Odin with psychic insight. Many of you already know. And if I said, you know, and it's confirmation, you have an idea where you're moving forward, what you would like to come into your world, what you might like to come out of your world. And it says your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. The bottom of the deck is a surface bay with ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. And I love that look where those fireflies are. They're up top. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. That's the message I have. I really hope it resonates. I love, love, love you all. I hope you are all safe. And that's it. Mwah. Bye, guys.